You've maybe thought about influencer marketing to increase sales to your Amazon business, but what about affiliate marketing? Today, we're going to talk to somebody who has helped hundreds of sellers of all levels get started in influencer and affiliate marketing, and it's even going to tell us about one company who generated $1 million of extra revenue when they started this kind of marketing. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. What was your gross sales yesterday, last week, last year? More importantly, what are your profits after all your cost of selling on Amazon? Did you pay any storage charges to Amazon? How much did you spend on PPC? Find out these key metrics and more by using the Helium 10 tool, Profits. For more information, go to h10.me/profits. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's a completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. We have got somebody here from one of Helium 10's sister companies, Refersion. Michelle in the house. Michelle, how's it going?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing just ducky, thank you. Where are you located, actually?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Okay, yes, Portland, Oregon. Yep. I've lost, I used to gain a lot of weight whenever I go to Portland. I haven't been there in a while, so I lost a couple of pounds. But Voodoo Donuts and Fire on the Mountain, wings, and oh my goodness, like Portland has some amazing food there. Is that where you were born and raised, or you just moved out there?
Yeah, I'm from Central Oregon, but I've been raised in Portland pretty much my whole life. But yeah, you're right. The food is really good here.
Yes. College. Did you go to college out there too?
Yep. I went to Portland Community College first, and then I transferred to Portland State.
Okay. I almost know every mascot, but since Portland State does not exactly have a powerhouse football or basketball program, I can't say I'm familiar with the mascot. What's the mascot of Portland State?
They're the Vikings.
The Vikings. All right. All right. Good. Now I learned something. Like 95% of people who say what college, I always know their mascot, but I was like, you know what? I have no idea what Portland State is. All right, there, I learned something. What was your?
Isn't really known for their sports.
Well, I'm assuming it's the academics then. What was your major over there?
My major was business and innovation and technology marketing.
Wow, somebody who actually kind of is working in the field that they studied. What did you know? Like, who would have thunk that? That's a kind of unheard of thing nowadays. Now, what brought you to kind of like the marketing e-commerce world? How did your journey get to Refersion?
Yeah. Well, when I knew that I wanted to go into marketing, I kind of just gravitated towards technology. I just love the constant innovation and kind of like the constant change. And I just feel like the startup world is really exciting. And I kind of just started my career in tech and I've been just kind of in some of the bigger tech companies and some smaller startups. So that's kind of how I found my way to Refersion.
Okay. Now there are some people out there, like even before, Refersion joined the Helium 10 family, like people would use Refersion out there, before we even had this relationship. But I would say 95% of our listeners might not have heard of Refersion before. So can you just give a quick overview of how Refersion got started and what its main function is?
Yeah, so Refersion was started to really just give e-commerce brands a way to easily manage all of their affiliate marketing activities. So just giving them a way to get off of spreadsheets and start more efficiently managing their affiliate marketing campaigns.
Okay. Now, one question I've always had. I kind of, I have my own kind of answer to this, but I want to get an expert is I know Refersion deals with, affiliate marketing and influencer marketing. So why are these two different things? Like some people might think that these are isn't affiliate marketing influencer marketing? So what's the differentiation there?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of blurred lines and kind of different interpretations of what each term means. But the way that I see it, and I think the way that Refersion sees it, is that when you think of an affiliate marketing campaign, you think of something that tracks directly back to a conversion, to a return on investment. With influencer, which I'm not discounting influencer campaigns whatsoever, I think the difference is that sometimes an influencer campaign can just be like a one-time payment or like a one-time creative campaign. where like conversions aren't necessarily tracked. But affiliates can definitely do influencer campaigns. Influencers can definitely use like affiliate tracking links. I think it just kind of varies depending on the brand and their circumstance.
Okay, cool. Now, what, like Refersion wasn't started like specifically with Amazon sellers in mind, but you guys have kind of shifted where you do have, some solutions that are right up the alley of Amazon sellers. But what kind of prompted this? Like, what were you seeing that Amazon sellers were looking for that was like, hey, we can actually help with that? Like, what would you hear in the industry?
Yeah. So, I mean, originally and kind of historically, Refersion has been primarily just Shopify, Shopify Plus, and other like D2C commerce platforms. And that's where we've kind of specialized and, really refined that, the automation of like affiliate marketing for all of those different platforms. But, we've realized that that didn't really exist for Amazon sellers. Of course, Amazon sellers have Amazon associates, promoting their products out there on the web, but they don't necessarily have the ability to form a direct relationship with affiliates and create their own networks to connect with like super specific communities that that they sell to. And we also did like several surveys and kind of validated that the market was looking for this. And we had all the expertise in affiliate marketing, and we just wanted to apply that and provide a solution to Amazon sellers.
Cool. Now, me, I've obviously known about you guys for over a year now, but we've been planning to do a podcast for a long time. And so, like I always say, I try and find stuff live, like when I'm on the show. Like I don't like to prepare or have like, prejudices about what we're going to talk about. I just want to kind of like think of the things that come to my mind. I want to learn about stuff the same time everybody else learns about it. So I've been purposely like not diving too deep into Refersion until now, so I can ask these questions, as probably a listener might. So like one of the things though that came to my mind when I was thinking of this, and it's actually something that brings me back to like maybe I want to say like 2017, before I even worked at Helium 10, and I wasn't even an Amazon seller. I would work with Amazon sellers. Is even in those days, people understood that hey, outside marketing, getting influencers to talk about your product is good, but the number one thing that was on my mind when it comes to this is like I don't even know how I can find an influencer, or how can I find a potential affiliate. And there was a software at the time that actually had keyword tracking and different things. And I was like, the reason I got that software was because they also offered kind of like a way to just like go on, and find people on YouTube or some weird like thing like that. But just because of that, I was like, let me get this. And actually that company just like totally sucked. And then long story short, because of that, they suck so much. I was like, hey guys, anybody know of another tool that can do keyword tracking and stuff like this, because this other tool sucks. And then that's when somebody actually told me about Helium 10. And so it was kind of like brought me, but even before I would even use Helium 10, I was going with softwares because of the ability to search for affiliates. Now with Refersion, do you like have your own directory where I can like go in and find relevant influencers to my niche, or Refersion is mainly about the once I already have a relationship to manage it?
No, if Refersion does, we do have a solution for Amazon and D2C brands to search and find affiliates and publishers. It's called Affiliate Discovery, and it is essentially a search engine that you can filter, you can put in your competitors, you can see what other types of products that these affiliates are promoting, and then
Whoa, hold on. You're intriguing me. You see, I'm just learning about this stuff right now. So are you saying that like, obviously we have the Project X coffin shelf, I don't think anybody's really, there's many influencers for coffin shelves, but let's just say this was a 10X market than what it is. I could like put in the top other coffin shelf, and then you guys have this database that shows if anybody else out there has promoted this as an influencer or something?
Yeah, basically, yeah. You can put in a keyword, a type of like a product category or like a keyword, and then see the results of, where that what affiliates are promoting that in their content.
What kind of content are you guys searching or maintaining in your database to be searching for?
Yeah. So right now the database has a mix of different types of web content, but it's primarily like, content bloggers and reviewers and a lot of the kind of higher end publishers, magazine, digital magazines. Kind of think of like Apartment Therapy, or like think of Men's Health, kind of like the bigger publishers they also have in the directory.
That's super cool. Like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted. That's the software I had years ago was only like searching YouTube, but being able to search other things is pretty cool. Now let's just talk some general strategy along these lines before we talk about the next thing. Is what's some strategy for, regardless if I'm using Refersion or if I'm just out there trying to find influencers. The coffin shelf is a great example. I'm not necessarily I can't type in coffin shelf and probably find somebody who's promoted 5 or 6 other coffin shelves. Like it's just not that big of a market. So what are some strategies where it's like I'm not necessarily only trying to type in my main keyword or my main product, but how can I find an influencer who would be relevant to my niche?
Yeah. So the way I see it is, and the way that this works for some of our brands is like, don't think so much as like a specific product and like exactly the, audience that's going to be following that, but more so of like the community that product kind of applies to. And then you can kind of look and see what's peripheral to that. So kind of an example that I can think of is kind of like, like paleo food products, like that's very adjacent to the CrossFit community. What are other types of, bloggers or affiliates that are talking about CrossFit? And just kind of mapping your product to that community and those topics is a really good way to find the right people to speak to the audience that is the most relevant to your brand.
Okay, interesting. Now, I didn't have a chance to attend your session at the Sell and Scale Summit, but I saw the slide deck, and one thing I noticed from there is about finding or recruiting affiliates or influencers for your brand. Obviously we can use Refersion for that, but something you had mentioned there in my mind, I don't think this has to do with Refersion, but you said to have a strategy to attract other affiliates, like posting to marketplaces and social media. So what's that about? Because that's obviously not from Refersion, but like, what are some other ways that I can, like, what is what does posting to a marketplace mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, just most affiliate platforms or just affiliate networks in general will have an opportunity for brands to post an offer, which is essentially, this is what we sell and this is kind of the commission rates that we're offering affiliates. And, it's an open invitation to apply to become an affiliate for the brand. That's one really good way to do it. Another good way is to just reach out to your customers that you have very loyal customers that, might also be very good ambassadors for you. So there's lots of different avenues that you can take to build your network.
Now, another, I was talking earlier about problems that need solving for people who are interested in this. And another one in those days for me, which is why I never even got into it too much, was kind of like, I guess the tracking, maybe, like if it was just Amazon, like in those days, there was no Amazon attribution, or at least it wasn't available, as common as it is now. So it's kind of like the honor code almost like, hey, maybe we gave a 10% discount code to an affiliate or to an influencer, and then we just printed the report, and then they would have to trust that, hey, this is an accurate report. Now, as far as tracking and conversions and things like that, where does Refersion come into play with that kind of thing?
Yeah. So for both Shopify and Amazon, when an affiliate applies to a program and a brand approves them, they get their own tracking link. And then both the affiliate and the brand have, a performance dashboard where those conversions are all automatically tracked through the first party tracking link. And then they can monitor those conversions and, see when they're approved and see when they're paid out. So there's a lot of transparency into that whole process.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a scenario that I just came up with in my mind, and I'm not even sure if this is correct, but you can tell me. So I know there's an Amazon affiliate program where people like partner with Amazon, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it like 2-3% or something like that they get? Have you heard of that associate? I think it's called Amazon Associates or something. It's like 2-3% though. It's not like big, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Amazon Associates. That's Amazon's own affiliate program, and they do pay commission depending on the category. But I think the average is 3 or 4% at most. So yeah.
Okay. So in my mind, like if somebody, there's nothing to stop anybody from making their own link. Like I believe how it works is, any Amazon affiliate can go in their little network and just find some random product and then, generate a link. And to me, I would have no idea it came from an affiliate. I just see maybe a spike in my sales, which I like. Who doesn't want, a spike in sales? That doesn't cost them anything. And then the affiliate, or Amazon associate, I guess I should say, is like, they're happy with their 2%. But in my mind, the better thing to do, because of this brand referral bonus, is to like find somebody and say, hey, you know what? Don't make your associate's link. Use my link and I'll give you 6% or something. I'll give you twice as much as Amazon associates of what I'm going to, for all your sales. And then me on the back end, I'm actually getting still 4% of that back, or I could just almost say 5 and let's split. Wait, is it 10? It's 10%, right? The brand referral bonus is okay. So I could almost say 5%. I'll give you 5%, which is twice as much as your 2.5%. But actually, I'm paying 0 because it's coming back to me. But then the associate is actually happy. Is that a logical scenario? Is that, or am I making things up here?
That is, yep, that's the scenario. That's definitely like the value proposition for Amazon associates to use reversion tracking links with our brands.
Okay, so then how would like I can obviously choose whatever percent I want to give to that. Mm-hmm. How does reversion help me with that? Where it's again, it's not necessarily based on the honor system where I'm like, yeah, here's your 5%, but is there something in reversion that I could say, hey, give them 5% of these sales and then you guys handle the payout, or how does that work?
Yeah, so whenever the offer is created, that's when the commission rate and any bonus rates whatsoever is created and established. And then when an affiliate signs on to it, that's the rate that will automatically be paid to them when they get conversions, when those conversions are approved. Refersion has like an automated payment program. So an affiliate just signs up with their bank account information, and then there's one day a month that they get paid out for all of their approved conversions. So it's kind of like a consistent, predictable payout system that we have.
How do you get that money from me? I'm the Amazon seller. Mm-hmm. Do I use a credit card? Are you pulling from my bank account? Are you pulling from my Amazon account? Where does the money come from that you're using to pay?
So when a brand enrolls into Refersion Pay program, they will go through the process of setting up their bank account information and establishing their account. All the information is verified. Even all the tax information is verified. And then affiliates will sign up on their end as well with all of their banking information and tax information, so that all of that can be streamlined down the road when the conversions roll in.
So then later you're even generating like whatever tax form the person needs to. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, at the end of the year. And I always forget, but I think it's $600. If an affiliate is making more than $600 a year, they have to have that. I forgot. I think is it called like a W-9 or something?
Don't ask me. Like I hate all of that stuff, which is why I was asking, because I was like, the fact that Refersion is going to handle that for me, don't threaten me with a good time. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So all of that's taken care of, makes it really easy for everyone involved.
Okay, cool. Now again, let's go away from Refersion here, but just in general talk. Mm-hmm. I found an affiliate. I found an influencer. We got them all set up with pay. Everybody's happy, and we're doing promotions. Like, how do I keep the relationship going so that it's not like a one-hit wonder? With this affiliate or influencer. Yeah. So I'm keeping an eye on your affiliates and kind of knowing who's performing the best and like who you want to like reward, and like we have like bonus payments and things like that in Refersion, but also like the consistent communication is really important. So like, this is what we're doing with our brand. Like, this is what's coming up, making sure that affiliates know way ahead of time what like products are coming out and like new promotions and campaigns, so that they can build their content strategy and their content plan around those releases and promotions and stuff. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. I never thought about, but it's kind of like, we actually do that with, the Helium 10 affiliate program. Within Refersion, then I could like have I could make a contest and tell all my affiliates, hey guys, whoever, gets this amount of sales or this number of units, you're going to get this added like cash bonus, and then that's still all handled within the Refersion platform. Interesting. Okay. Any other tips about finding, maintaining affiliates and influencers?
I think one thing that brands should think about is, you're always going to have like one type that's going to be like your bread and butter, like your traditional like affiliates, your bloggers that might just consistently bring in conversions for you. But it's also important to think about diversity in your like network. Like you should maybe work with some influencers and like maybe have an ambassador program as well. Just kind of have like a well-rounded network so that you're not just relying on one type of affiliate.
Okay. Now, I know the price of refer. Actually, I don't know the price like of how much this would cost. But I'm assuming it's like a few $100s a month or something like that. And then some people might be like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. Helium 10 only costs either $100 or $250. But I remember in your slide deck before you had given like I don't know like what it was, but it was kind of like a mini example of what the ROI could be. So if you remember some of those numbers, or if you can make it up on the spot, like an example scenario of hey, yes, this is how much you're paying a company like Refersion, but this is what's happening on the back end, and to explain why it makes sense to make that kind of investment.
Yeah, definitely. And I think obviously investing into software is a big decision, and if you can have a really good idea of like where you need to be to have that return and what kind of return you can expect, that's really valuable. So that's why I put that example together. So I'll just kind of go over the scenario just so that I can illustrate what that looks like. So the first thing you want to consider is your average order value. So just say that, I don't know, you're selling health supplements and your average order value is $50. An average kind of platform fee at Refersion, I will just say $500 as an example. And then say you're paying your affiliates 15%.
All right.
Commission. Okay. So, and you have, when you start
that's
out,
pretty high, actually, right?
It is kind of high. It is high for, I think it's high for maybe for what Amazon affiliates are used to.
Yeah. I mean, that's like 5x what Amazon pays. So that if I'm a potential affiliate, I would jump all over that deal. Okay, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, and exactly, and also just to know, it depends on like what your average order value might kind of influence what your commission rate is too. If you're selling like really big ticket items, you might not have such a high. But yeah, so let's just say that your AOV is $50. You're paying $500 a month for the platform, and you're paying out 15% commission rate. And let's say in your first month, you only generate 50 conversions with your affiliates. So what you're paying after, so let's say you've generated $2,500 worth of affiliate conversions. Okay. You're paying $375 for commissions, and then $500.
That's the 15% right there.
Yeah, and then the $500 for the platform for that month. So after that, your net profit is $1,625, and your return ends up being 3.25 times.
Wow. Okay.
And that's just that 50 conversions. So it's easy to make that back.
Yeah, and that commission rate is actually, and I don't know, in my opinion, that's on the high end. So and wait a minute, I don't think we didn't even consider if they're using the brand referral bonus link. Like that's not even considering that I might get 10%. So it technically could be, my return could be even more once I get that money back from it. Oh my goodness. See, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Like, so guys, this is definitely something that we should be thinking about, which brings my next question is, I'm just brand new selling on Amazon, launched yesterday. I'm selling 1 unit a day. Probably I would imagine that, I should maybe not start an affiliate or influencer marketing like from day one.
Right.
But where is that line? Like what is there a number you think I should reach where it makes sense to start considering this form of marketing, or what do you suggest?
Well, I think as you're ramping up your Amazon business, it's definitely still going to be important to think about this and maybe think about it like your strategy, what it's going to be. But you definitely want to focus on fine tuning your Amazon store, your whole Amazon strategy, and like making sure that everything is optimized within Amazon before you start investing in sending traffic from outside sources. But once you're ready to move off and, really try to optimize the outside traffic to your Amazon store, which I think everybody knows that that's super beneficial. That's when you really want to just start investing in, your affiliate marketing strategy and building that out, because that's going to really help you scale.
Okay, cool. Now, one thing I know about, just because, I used to actually be in charge of the Helium 10 affiliate program years and years ago when we first started, was that, we would generate these links, right? For, influencers or for course creators or YouTubers or stuff like that, it's like sign up for Helium 10. But, sometimes people might click that link to go to a landing page. And I'm not sure I'm going to use the right terminology here, but we would say, hey, that cookies that user, and maybe they just go to the landing page like, okay, this is interesting. But then, they go along their daily life. Like 3, 4, 5 days later, they're like, you know what? I think I need this Helium 10, so I'm going to go back. Now, they're not clicking the link at that moment. Maybe they just navigated to helium10.com, but I guess the way cookies and attribution or whatever works is that affiliate who generated that link, they're still going to get credit with Helium 10 for that. So I have a kind of two-faced question here. Is number one, how does that work if the affiliates are just using the Amazon Associates program? And then number two, how is that different from like if I'm using a Refersion link?
Yeah. So the way that Amazon Associates works is it's a 24-hour cookie window. So that's the window where the conversion will be, traced back to that affiliate. With Refersion, our cookie window is 14 days. With our integration and the way that we track conversions, that was the max that we could create. So it's 14 days. So, I mean, obviously that's a lot. The window is a lot longer and leaves opportunity for a lot more conversions to be tracked.
Okay. So however, I probably might not get that brand referral bonus then if it's like a 10-day later thing, or do you even know how that works? I'm not even sure how that works.
I'm not sure what the time limit on brand referral bonus is. That's a really good question. Yeah,
but regardless, the one that's happening is the affiliate themselves, because if they're used to only 24 hours, they don't care what kind of commission I'm getting from brand referral bonus, but they're like, what? You mean like somebody adds this to cart and then a week later they buy it? I'm not getting that money from Amazon, but I'm getting it from Refersion. That's important, I think, because one thing that was shocking to me, and I'm going to ask you your personal buying habit here, but if I add something to my shopping cart as a buyer on Amazon, I'm checking out. I don't add things to the cart and just let it sit there. But when you look now, Amazon has been opening up a lot of data to sellers, and you look at it, and like more than 50%, if you believe this information, of people who add something to their cart, they don't actually purchase it right away. What about you? Obviously, you buy on Amazon.
Yes,
do you leave things in your cart?
It depends, but I do. I do both. I'll do the buy it now thing, but then I also have like a list of stuff that I'm like, I want this, but it's not really a necessity maybe. But then I usually end up going back and buying it. But yeah,
you weirdos. I don't understand weirdos like you. Like, you're one of those, who's in the majority. I guess I'm the minority here, but yeah, how about you guys listening out there? Which bucket do you fall into? But there's a lot of people like Michelle, and just like she just said, like maybe she'll add it and then she doesn't want to make her decision. Well, guess what? If she had clicked an Amazon Associates link, that Amazon Associate, if she waits longer than 24 hours, is not going to get money, even if she purchases the product that she clicked on. But with Refersion, if it was a Refersion link, that affiliate is going to get the money, even if it was, what did you say, 14 days?
14 days, yeah.
Very interesting, very interesting. All right, so we've been talking a lot of strategy here and how people can use it, but what's maybe a real life example, from a Refersion customer that you can talk about where affiliate / influencer marketing really worked out for them?
Yeah, so one of our favorite customers, Gora and Bros, which I don't know if you know about them, but they've been making really awesome hats.
Hats. Hey, that's right up my alley. You can see my collection back here of all my million hats.
Yeah, and they were founded in 1895, so they've been around for a really long time. But recently they have built just an amazing social media strategy around their brand. they have a really cool way of like, they go in New York and LA and they approach basically strangers to do like photo shoots to model their hats, and they're just super authentic and just really really awesome. But so their social media manager just kind of gets it and like decided, we really need to take affiliate marketing seriously, and I really want to start kind of building this out as a channel for the brand. And they used Refersion. They signed on to Refersion, and in their first year, they added $1 million in revenue through affiliate
from
marketing.
like influencer and affiliate marketing through Refersion.
Yeah.
Wow. I think I need to be part of that as a hat influencer myself. I might need to hook up with him, and I need to ask him for a Refersion link so I can get some commission on it.
Yeah. And I think within their first year, they also added 600 affiliates. So that's just to give you an idea. Wow. Out of their 600 affiliates, and I think this is very common for many affiliate programs, is that, there's the top like 20-30% that are really driving the bulk of those conversions. So just to give you an idea.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I mean, if you signed up that many affiliates, like how in the world would you manually manage? That would be a nightmare to manage all their payouts and everything there. Very interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need that automation and like kind of a streamlined workflow in order to scale a program like that.
Okay. We're going to get into your 30-second tip of the day, but just, if you guys are interested to find out more information on Refersion, the link to use is h10.me/Refersion, Refefersion. Did I spell it right?
Yep.
All right. h10.me/Refersion, guys. And that goes directly to the Helium 10 website. And then it'll take you to, get some more information on this. But you've been talking, tips and strategies throughout today, but what's a 30-hour TST 30-second tip that you can give us about anything you want?
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just say, if you're interested in affiliate marketing and like having a really high quality affiliate, network, I'd say get in touch with Refersion, get in touch with our publisher team. They create amazing partnerships with some of the like best publishers out there. And that's definitely kind of like a shortcut to some really good success in affiliate marketing. So if you're really serious about it, I would definitely say get in touch with our experts, and yeah, we can help you.
Interesting. I didn't even know there was a such thing as that. So you're saying that like publisher, meaning like online publications or actually actual hard copy publishers as well?
Well, most of the, traditional media companies now have their really strong online presence. So like, the review sites like Wirecutter is a New York Times company. Forbes, does their reviews. Apartment Therapy, of course, is a big one. And we have direct relationships with publishers like that. And we have a publisher team that plays matchmaker and matches brands with, the right publishers. And that's just something really cool that I don't think people know a lot about. And I really recommend that brands learn about it and build that into their strategy.
Very interesting. That's, sometimes I'll be on like, let's say CNN or Fox News, and then at the bottom of the homepage, they'll be like, hey, here's like the top 10 Amazon products we love. I'm like, this is not like a news story. It doesn't say it's not like one of those, but is like CNN and Fox News, like, they probably have affiliate links themselves for some of these products?
It's the same format. It's the same kind of format. And another example is like Bustle Media Group. They own a ton of those kind of media publishers. But yeah, that's another example is, these like top 10 this, top 10 that. And you see those everywhere. And that's really what we're talking about. And imagine getting your product on one of those lists and the amount of scale that you can take that, you can go with that. So
cool.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for enlightening me and our audience here on all the stuff that you do. It's going to be definitely fun times as we, incorporate Refersion more and more into what we do here at Helium 10. So again, guys, if you want more information, h10.me/Refersion, let them know that you heard about it from the podcast with Michelle. Look forward to seeing you at the next, Helium 10 event or whatever event that we're at. And if I'm up in Portland, I'll be expecting some Fire on the Mountain wings, followed with a dessert of Voodoo Donuts. All right.